Alright, so we've finished up on those 3 rounds of that warm-up. Hopefully we're feeling like we've got a little bit of breath in our wind. What we're going to move into next is some yoga flow. So we're going to be seeing some body movement. We're going to start off with some static holds, and then we're going to build into some dynamic stretches. So the first position I want you to find is the child's pose. So that's sitting down on our knees, walking our hands on out as far as we can. Then what we're going to do is leaving our hands where they are. We're going to push our hips back to our feet and let our nose come to the ground. So from here, we're going to stay here for 6 big breaths. Then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to dig our toes into the ground, shifting our body forward, digging our toes in, and then we're going to push our feet flat into the ground, but still leave that head tucked through the shoulders, so it should turn into a downward dog position. Feet come down, head gets pushed between our shoulders, we're looking down at our toes, and we're trying to get our heel to touch the ground. We'll live here for 6 big breaths. Next position we're going to find, we're going to take our left foot and we're going to get as close to our left hand as we can. So we're bringing our foot up to meet where our hands are. Then from here we can bring that back knee to the ground and we can sit up tall and we're going to live here for 6 breaths. Take both of our elbows. We're going to put both of our elbows down to the ground. So we're folding over, we're rounding right up. This one's a little bit harder to breathe in, but we're going to do our best to get 6 big controlled breaths out of it. Now the hand here that's closest to the knee that's in the front, we're going to take that hand and point it up to the ceiling. Again, a hard breather, but we're going to control and go slowly breathing through it. And the last position that we're going to find is we're going to hold on to our toes, and then we're going to do our best to straighten both of our legs at the same time. And we're going to sit here and breathe for 4 big breaths. This one here is also quite hard, especially in the back of the hamstrings. And here goes my son here. He's got a, bring your feet back together. My son here's got a suitcase he's wanting to show me. I know, buddy. Alright, so once we've had flow on one side, we're going to come back to the first leg. So we finished on that toe grab with our left leg forward. To restart, we're going to come back to that child's pose. So starting with our hands out real far in front, bringing our knees back, tucking our chin under, 6 big breaths. Coming forward, digging our toes in, downward dog. 6 big breaths here in this position. So we went left leg last time, so this time we're going to go right leg up. So let's bring our right leg up to get as close to our hands as we can. If it's down here, it's okay, but the further up, the more of a stretch you're going to feel through those hamstrings. Then we're standing tall. This is the nicest one to breathe in, because the rest can be all quite upside down. And from here it was elbows down, bringing both elbows down to the ground or as close as we can. You'll see I'm not getting down there, but as long as I put a bit of pressure in, you will feel a bit of a stretch round through the hips. Arm that's connected to the knee that's in the front, comes up to the ceiling. Even elbow here is fine. The jazzier the hands are, the more of a stretch you're going to get. And then our last position is we're going to grab onto those toes, and we're going to straighten both of our legs, or as straight as we can. We're going to breathe here for a few seconds. Alright, bring our feet together. Stand up. Give ourselves a bit of a, I call it the invisible hula hoop. So imagine you've got a hula hoop moving. You're just going to give the body a bit of a shake out. Shake the legs. Shake the arms. Now what's going to be a real test of our coordination is we're going to flow through those movements, all the same positions, but not going to spend as long as what we were in each position. So it's going to be a quick child's pose, downward dog, foot up, elbows down. I'll talk you through it as I'm doing it so it doesn't seem too intimidating, but as I move through, I'm only going to sit in each position for 2 seconds or so. Okay? So starting with that downward dog, starting with child's pose, sorry, hands forward, hips back. Counting 1, 2, dig the toes in, downward dog, 1, 2, foot up, 1, 2, elbows down, 1, 2, elbows up, 1, 2, hold the toes, 1, 2, feet together, and restart. Child's pose, 1, 2, downward dog, 1, 2, foot on up, 1, 2, elbows down, 1, 2, hand on up, 1, 2, hold the toe, 1, 2, feet together. Okay, I'm going to roll through that one more time. I'm just going to quickly say the movements. I'm not going to count this time. Child's pose. Downward dog. Left foot up. Elbows down. Elbows up. Grab the toes. Start again. Child's pose. Downward dog. Right foot up. Elbows down. Elbows up. Hold the toes. Alright, sit on down, give them a shake out. So you'll see that the pace you move through that flow, you can almost turn a yoga warm-up into a bit of cardio, and it's a great way to stretch and mobilize all the joints. If you feel like those positions were uncoordinated for you, feel free to stick through that another round and see if we can get each position feeling smooth, moving on from one to the next to the next. Okay, the smoother it is, the more control you have, the more coordinated you're going to feel when it comes to a workout, and our workout section today involves a lot of coordination. Okay, I wouldn't be panicked if you stayed on this prepare part of the session for 3 to 4 rounds. The more you do this, the more comfortable you're going to be coordinating the hips, ankles, knees, and legs. Okay, I'm going to pause the video here, and we're going to jump into our workout very, very soon.